Welcome back to Briggs on Books. We're here to help you pick your next read. Are you ready to add a book to your stack? You got to check this one out. It's coming out. It's not out yet. It's coming out, but it's written by our regular guest, Lynn Slaughter, and she's a prolific writer. She has so many great books out. But this one is coming out, Missing Mom. And guess who we have here today? We have Lynn Slaughter to talk to us about it. Welcome, Lynn.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Mike. I love being back.
Well, tell our viewers where you're located. Are you are you in Louisville?
Yes, I live in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, I'm not from here. I'm actually from New York and Connecticut, but
Nice.
I moved here many years ago to teach at a performing arts high school here.
And have you been to the big horse race in Louisville?
So I just ended up staying here.
Yeah. Have you been to the big horse race, the Kentucky Derby?
No, I'm not a big horse racing fan,
Yeah.
I guess because I'm not a native, so.
Not a native, yeah. They take it very serious, I understand.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk to you about a few of your books, but let's start with this one, the new one that's about to come out. Is that right, Missing Mom?
Yes, the ebook pre-orders are actually out, but the book itself will officially launch on January 14th.
Okay. And now the ebook, that is what you call Kindle and things like that?
I'm sorry?
The ebook, is that like Kindle and things like that?
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
single book. It's available both in print and ebook,
Okay.
and it's a standalone. It's
Yeah.
a young adult novel.
Okay. Now, one thing I noticed, I'm going to put up a couple of your books a little bit. We don't have to talk about all of them, but for example, I have Missed Q up on the screen. And
Yes.
some of your books, maybe all of them, have been recognized and gotten some awards.
Yes, I've been very lucky. I really have gotten some nice recognition, and that always makes you feel encouraged as a writer that you're on the right track.
Yeah, and for someone like me, I am always looking for my next book to read. And if they get recognized and some awards, and some reviews, it helps me pick the next book.
It does. It really does, because then it gives you some credibility or whatever, and that's very helpful.
Yeah. I mean, I look out there and there's just thousands, maybe millions of books, and I think, where do I even start? So you could punch up award-winning books or search by reviews, how many reviews they have and stuff like that. So I like to, how important are the reviews to you, that people write reviews?
I think it's very important because a lot of the ways that people pick up books is through word of mouth.
Yeah.
So they read a positive review, that's very helpful. And I think a lot of authors will tell you that they really appreciate it when people who have enjoyed a book
Yeah.
will take the time to put a review on Amazon or Goodreads or whatever. So,
Now, I also helps me pick books are the covers, and I like all of your covers. In fact, I'm putting this one up now. It Should Have Been You.
yes, I like that cover too.
Yeah. Now, who designs the covers? Do you have an artist do it, or the publisher?
Yes. Well, because I'm traditionally published, the publisher is the one who will choose the people to design the covers and will make the ultimate decision. Although I've been fortunate to be consulted
Nice.
how I feel and if I feel a cover is appropriate. But
Yeah.
I've been lucky. I really like the covers of my books. So.
Yeah, I love them. Now, I want to get back to the, speaking of covers, Missing Mom. Tell us, here's the cover. It's a very striking looking young lady on the cover. Tell us about the book, what it's about, how you came up with your ideas to write it, or whatever you want to tell us about it.
Well, Missing Mom is about a young woman who is an aspiring ballet dancer. And one day, her mother simply fails to appear to pick her little sister up from day camp, and in fact is missing. And the circumstantial evidence points to suicide, but she is very close to her mother. She doesn't believe that her mother committed suicide, and she decides to undertake her own investigation. Of course, that's not all that's going on in her life. She also has a sort of a nascent romance with a young man at her dance studio, and she's worried about her little sister who suddenly doesn't want to spend any time with their father. And there's also, threaded throughout the book, is also the story of another young woman nearly 2 decades earlier who has become involved in an abusive relationship. And that story turns out to be connected to Noelle's investigation of her mom. So
you're writing in 2 timelines.
Yes.
And is that difficult to keep track?
You know, that was kind of the first time I ever tried to do that, Mike. But
Yeah.
I really sort of enjoyed it because it just gave me a new challenge.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think it's good to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. That's a little bit out of my comfort zone as a writer. So, but I think it worked out.
Nice.
I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it and see how you dealt with the 2 time zones and how they reconcile.
Yeah.
Now, I was showing different book covers. I think I have 6 of them I've been showing throughout the interview. You're prolific. Are all your books the same genre?
Are all of my books the same
Genre.
Well, most of them are for young adults. Now, this last one that Miss Q was my debut adult mystery, and I'm now actually writing a sequel to that one called Death in the End Zone. But yeah, they tend to involve people who are somewhat associated with the performing arts,
Nice.
just because that's my background. And a lot of them also are about families that are leave some wounds and some issues, and that sometimes follow people all the way into adulthood. And so a lot of them, I think, are about maturing and learning to discover one's own identity, you know, especially the young adult ones, because at that period in life, you're trying to figure out all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, who am I? And who do I want to love? And what do I want to be? And who do I want to be with? And all of that kind of stuff. And there's so much pressure on you coming from a lot of different directions. So
There seems to be a theme of dance in your books.
yes,
Is that what you taught?
I think so.
Did you teach that in school?
I'm sorry?
Is that what you were teaching when you were in school, teaching in school?
What I was teaching?
Yeah.
Well, it just depends on what decade we're talking about. Because I was a dance educator for many years. And later on, I also taught English composition and public speaking and interpersonal communications. And I also have a master's in sociology, so I taught sociology. So I've ended up teaching a bunch of different things. In fact, I once went for an interview and the person looked at my resume and said, I've never seen a resume that looks like this. It looks like, can't this woman figure out what she wants to do with her life? So.
Well, I think probably it's more fun that way to have quite a variety background. Yeah,
it's been a very interesting life. I'm very grateful for it. So.
Now we have the book coming out, Missing Mom, but you said a sequel is coming out to Missed Q.
Well, I hope so. You know, I have to finish it first.
Okay.
And then I have to query and submit and pray that my publisher likes it and wants to publish it. But
yeah, nice.
it's always a bit of a crapshoot, but so far I've been really lucky.
Yeah. Now, I know we're out of time. They're giving me the signal to get off the air, but I have your web address on the screen, lynnslaughter.com. What will our viewers find there?
On my website?
Yeah.
Well, they'll find out, obviously, about my books, my bio, but then I also have a pretty active blog. I blog every week.
Nice.
Sometimes they are personal essays about writing or my life, and many times they involve interviewing other authors and featuring them, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Fascinating website. By the way, Lynn, we're way past time, but I just want to give you a moment. Anything you want to add or tell our viewers about your books or about yourself?
No, I really want to thank you for this opportunity, Mike, and I hope people will try my books out. I have discovered that adults actually really enjoy these young adult novels.
Okay.
And in fact, over half the people buying young adult books are actually adults, and the majority of them are buying them for themselves. I do think that the whole, our adolescent years are very significant in our lives, and people enjoy reading about that period.
Yeah, and I don't want to kid anybody. I love to read young adult books, and I really enjoy them. So.
Good. Okay.
Lynn, thank you again. You're one of my favorite guests. You're so fun to talk to, and I'm always inspired when I talk to you. So thank you, Lynn.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike. It's so great to be with you.
And for our viewers, don't go anywhere. We have another author coming up right after this.